Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 232 of Ask Vidas and Ausra podcast. This question was sent by David. He writes, So, I keep hearing you and Ausra saying to improvise for service music during communion, etc. How often do you improvise for a service? Every week? Once a month? That certainly seems much more doable than learning 27 pieces a month in the beginning. Though once the hymns are all learned, it would reduce to 11 per month to not repeat for 1 year. That's a very interesting question, right, Ausra?
Yes. And actually, who could answer it? How much do you need to improvise?
I think it depends on person's preferences and motivation to improve improvisation skills, right?
True.
Because when you improvise in public, like for church service setting, then you are basically practicing failing in public. This is something that everyone should internalize right now, because you are improvising. Not everything is perfect, like a printed out score, right? If you had a chance to go back and transcribe what you have improvised, you would certainly would change probably many things. And I found that during 1 hour of my non-stop improvisations, I usually improvise enough quality material to be worthy to put down on paper for about 5 minutes.
True.
You know?
Yes.
When you practice, when you practice for 1 hour, your imagination comes up with enough quality music for 3, maybe 5 minutes. Not every note you play is a masterpiece.
True. And it probably shouldn't be.
No, of course. It's a practice. So even though we're not perfect when we play in public, it doesn't mean we should, only play those 5 minutes, because we don't know which 5 minutes will be good.
And I think why I suggest you to improvise during the communion, especially because you never know how long communion will take. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, if you are in the Catholic Church, you never know how many people will show up, how many of them will go, to take a communion.
But in the Protestant churches as well.
Well, yes, but I think it's probably easier to get communion in the Protestant church. So basically, everybody in church
Goes
communion.
Right.
Not the same case with the Catholics.
Mm-hmm.
You have to confess in order to receive a communion. So not everybody likes to do it, so not everybody goes to a communion. And because of that, you never know, how long will it take. And I found myself annoyed quite a few times when I picked up a piece, and I finished playing it, and I still saw that the church is full, and 100 people is still waiting for communion.
Mm-hmm.
So then what to do? To repeat that piece again?
Sight read the next one?
To sight read the next one, or do whatever.
It's good if you have really great sight reading skills, but it takes years to develop it, this level, right?
True.
How many years have you been playing keyboard? Since
the age of 5.
5, right? And your first church position you received was when?
Well, at the second
Year
of Academy of Music.
Mm-hmm. So you were like 20 years old, maybe?
Well, no, 19.
19. 19 minus 5, 14 years of practicing keyboard. And at that level, yes, you could sight read a lot of things. So the thing we suggest sometimes is to improvise, not necessarily even based on a hymn. It's a very nice practice, and we found out that it works, and in people who do it like it, to improvise based on just 4 notes.
True.
Right? We're
Yes,
holding every Monday Secrets of Organ playing improvisation contest, and people submit entries based on the theme, and so far we did come up with 4 note themes, like tetrachords, maybe not necessarily in that order, could be any other order, with sharps, with flats, and people are free to use those notes in any order, in any rhythm, meter, registration, octave, with pedals or without pedals, basically to make it interesting and to play non-stop for maybe 2 to 10 minutes. After a while it might get boring. So with 4 notes, you don't really play a long piece, right? But you have to switch something to make it still interesting.
Yes, and I'm amazed and surprised that actually it works and it sounds quite nice.
Yes, people who do it, who send those entries to Steemit, to D-Sound platform, it's an amazing practice, and they get rewarded for that too. So anybody can do that at church, even a beginner, right?
True.
Who cannot really play 4-part harmony with hymns.
Yes, because it's really not such a hard thing to control 4 notes.
4 notes, yeah. And it doesn't have to be fast, it can be slow, could be 2 voice texture with maybe one long pedal note once in a while.
Yes.
Right? So that's how beginners could start picking up improvisation in the church service setting, during communion, during prelude. If you are more maybe advanced, you could play postlude too, playing louder and a little bit faster, maybe more energetic. Not necessarily very fast, but energetic. So maybe louder registrations with principal chorus, mixtures, maybe reeds to cover people's talking.
Yes. That's nice.
So, Ausra, what do you think stops people from improvising? Lack of knowledge or lack of bravery?
I would say probably the second thing is more common. What do you think?
I would say both, because a lot of times people say, I don't know how to improvise. And even after hearing this conversation, they probably won't believe it, right? It's that it's possible to create a quality, interesting piece on the spot based on the 4 pitches alone.
I think we would need to hear those improvisations that we hear on the Steemit platform.
And we are sharing.
Yes.
Yeah, we are sharing every Monday.
Because
the winners.
Well, I think it would inspire them to try.
Definitely, and it also brings out something which is missing in our lives, this creativity. If we only play music which was composed hundreds of years ago, or maybe not so long ago, but by the masters, by semi-gods, let's say J.S. Bach, who probably didn't eat a lot at all, he didn't sleep, we imagine that he wrote his music with pen.
Are you kidding? Remember when he went to Halle to to take a part competing for a church position, and he wrote that cantata in his hotel room? Remember that receipt that he received for all the food that he ate?
And what was it in
and
it?
all drink that he drank? Oh, there was a long list.
And he created cantata in that week.
That's right.
Plus some probably other music too.
True.